salutations. We welcome you to the Hump Day edition of Black to Business, hosted by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. I am your host, the chairman of the board, Edward B. Coulon Smith. And today with me, I am happier than happy can be. I have with me none other than my classmate from the class of 1990 at Vonderbilt High School, the bishop, the bishop of New Beginnings Ministries International, the owner of Vision to Victory, and the author of 2 books, Navigating the Storms and The Unburied Truth. My classmate, my friend, my brother, none other than the bishop, Al1 Dose Spike. See, I ain't know that first name. All I know him as Dose, and we always call him Bishop, even in high school.
Yes, sir.
So, Bishop Spike, can you tell the listening audience who is Bishop Spikes and what is your educational and business background?
Well, first of all, let me just say, hey, I'm so thankful to be here, Brian. Man, this is a great opportunity. But who is Bishop Spikes, man? Man, that's a long thing. But Bishop Spikes is just a very simple guy from Vonderbilt, Louisiana. Come from the country. Graduated Vonderbilt High School. My mom is Juanita Spikes. Man, I got 10 siblings actually, 2 of which my mom raised. So I got 10 siblings, and I've traveled. I've been in the military, traveled here and there, but Bishop Spikes is really a person that lives by the motto, learning to love people in spite of and not because of. Because the one thing that I've learned in life is that, you got to love people through their pain.
Right.
You got to love people through all the trauma and and everything they go through. Because and sometimes you're gonna have them battles. So when I look at learning people in spite of and not because of, you got to learn people in spite of who they are, where they come from, what they do, and not because of. Because when you love people because of, or people love you because of, it's contingent upon something.
Okay.
But after high school, I was blessed to be gifted a scholarship to go to Grambling State University. I left Grambling. Ooh. Oh man, come on, man. Don't. I see it, man. But I had to put it out there, man. I had to put it out there.
Hey, speak your truth, man. This is about you.
So I left Grambling and went to ended up graduating from Faith Grant College in Alabama, man, and got my master's degree in psychology. And I also have a bachelor's degree in psychology with an understudy in theology. So that's Bishop Spikes, man. Father. I have 4 kids, married to Angela Smith Spikes, and she's from Bogalusa. Educator. I'm an educator here in the New Orleans School District. Bishop of New Beginning Ministries. Like I said, I'm also own Vision to Victory and author.
Okay. So, Brother Spikes, and please, my Grambling listeners, please don't hate on me or get mad at me, and don't leave the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. This is all in good bounty. If you know me, I'm a big-time Southern SU alumni or alumnus, and I do love my brothers and my sisters of Grambling, in particular my brothers of Gamma Gamma, that is hard as a hammer. Everybody who's gone out to San Antonio, Texas for the 9th District meeting, traveling grace, Godspeed, and Petro, I'm going to say congratulations now because I know you will be our new DR, so congratulations, Brother Petro. But with all that being said, if you want to dial in, phone in, call in, dial 504-582-9422. And as Brother Spike said that, I was born here in New Orleans, Louisiana, but went and was raised in Angel, Louisiana. So I tell everybody, I've had the best of both worlds growing up, and my country raising or rearing has truly made me the man who I am, and I thanks to my mom. Although last month was Women's History Month, But this month is her birthday, April the 17th. So on that day or any day prior to that, please give a shout out to my mom and tell her happy birthday. And that is Doris Smith out in Angel, Louisiana. But Washington Parish is one of the parishes within the New Orleans Region Black Chamber of Commerce. And we will be reaching out to all the parishes that the chamber represents. So as we further with this conversation, we will speak more of how the members of Washington Parish and the surrounding areas can get involved with the things that we do here. And Bishop Spikes is a prime example of not only being my classmate, but he too will be a member of the New Orleans Region Black Chamber of Commerce, and we will be asking him to be one of our ambassadors or our representatives out in the Washington Parish area because
Wonderful.
yours truly and we as board members we can't be everywhere for everybody. So we're gonna need some good soldiers that are out there doing the work that we need to get done. Now, Brother Spikes, what is New Beginning Ministries International, and how long have you been with them, and how long have you been a bishop?
So I was consecrated bishop in 2019.
Okay,
As you know, now I've been pastoring, I've been preaching and stuff since
Forever.
forever. You know, matter of fact, I gave my first initial sermon, man, in August of 1989.
Okay.
That was like what our junior year, outside of our junior
yeah,
year
that
of high
was
school.
yeah.
Um, so, but New Beginning Ministries this year coming up will be our fourth year, being founded. And New Beginning Ministries is a ministry that, you know, believes in second chances. Man, we're not a ministry that, you know, we're a non-traditional, and I really mean this when I say this. New Beginning Ministry is a non-traditional ministry. You know, I work really hard with them and with the people, with the disciples, the people who God has given me, that we don't have to do things like the norm.
Got it.
You know, we don't have to come to church just because it's Sunday. We go because of who we are,
Right.
and we don't have to look at people when they come in trying to figure out, you know, what they look like. You know, have they come off the streets? That's our job, and our mandate from God is to God. The Bible said, you know, go ye therefore into all the world.
Oh,
You know, make disciples.
right.
So we can't make disciples, but yet we're still trying to put judgment up on people. So New Beginning Ministries is a ministry that does, you know, we do not put judgment on people. Man, we accept people for who they are, where they are, and we meet them where they are.
Okay.
And I've been thankful, I've been blessed, man, that, you know, I don't just pastor, you know, the people who I pastor. God has blessed me to pastor people from abroad, from different areas. And like I said, you know, New Beginning is a ministry that believes in second chances. It came about because of some other things at another ministry I was at, but we thank God for New Beginning Ministries, man, because it has had the opportunity to meet the needs of a lot of people spiritually. And I would tell anybody, any pastor out there, despise not small beginnings. A lot of times people look at small ministries and they just think that, oh man, it's just, you know, it's just there in the corner,
Right.
you know. But sometimes we have to understand that God puts you where you need to be in that season.
Oh, yeah. And it all starts somewhere.
Yes.
It all
Yes.
starts somewhere. So, Brother Spikes, what is Vision to Victory? Tell us about that.
Vision to Victory is, you know, a faith-driven empowerment platform that helps people turn their God-given gifts into reality. That's the goal of Vision to Victory, because, like we know, a lot of people have vision.
Right.
A lot of people have aspirations,
Right.
but those visions and those aspirations never become victorious.
Yeah. They never go anywhere.
They always just, you know, remain just a vision. You know, it just remains something I put on paper or something that I had in my head.
Okay.
You know, so the goal of Vision to Victory is to help people realize their true potential and realize that no matter where you come from, no matter what side of the tracks you come from, you know, you too can take your vision and turn it into something victorious.
Okay. So Saturday passed. we participated in the 2026 Filmpreneur um, soiree, empowerment soiree. And one of the activities that they had was creating a vision board. So they had a lot of beautiful vision boards that these ladies put together. So as you speak to vision to victory, you can have a vision. You can put all that on a vision board, but you would never get the victory unless you put all that into motion to make it happen.
It has to go in motion, Brian.
Okay.
It has to go in motion, man, because, the Bible says, watch this, faith without works
What is what?
is dead.
There it is.
So, you can have all the great business savvy.
Uh-huh.
You can have people be like, oh, that's a book, or I thought about writing a book. The truth is, I learned one thing. We all have a book in us.
Oh, yeah.
We have one in us.
Yeah, I got a story to tell.
Yeah, we all have a story to tell. If it's only your story.
There it is.
And nobody can tell your story like you can tell
you.
your
That's why
story.
it's
You
called
know what I'm saying?
autobiography.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but the catch is putting the work in
All right.
and not giving up in the tough times,
There it is.
because they gonna come. And when they come, you just can't you can't just throw in the towel too
You
quickly,
got to be ready.
because
Yeah.
the one thing I have learned, man, I'm telling you, one thing, that thing I've learned is that tough times and tough seasons are there to equip us for the greater.
Yeah.
I can't appreciate elevation unless I first been in the valley.
Speak.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, no matter what God takes you, no matter what God is doing for you, but if you've never had a valley experience,
Right.
if you never had that experience where the doors were shut, I was like talked about, I was shunned,
Mm-hmm.
nobody believed in me.
Well,
I went and I tried to pass my vision on to this company and that company. I tried to get contracts with this place and try to let them know how my firm or my business could help them grow.
right.
If you've never been there, then you don't know what it's like. You can't really appreciate that moment when God take you from the valley to the mountaintop.
There it is.
So
There it is.
that's vision to victory, man. It's just helping people go from their God-given gifts and turning it into a reality.
Okay. So let's talk about your God-given gifts. When did you become an author? And tell us about your books. I'm looking at the titles: Navigating the Storms, Finding Peace and Purpose Through Faith. Now that's deep. And then the other one, The Unburied Truth. So take us through a brief synopsis
Okay.
of both books.
Okay. So Navigating the Storms is a psychological, spiritual book.
Mm-hmm.
What it does is it blends psychological concepts into spiritual realities. Because a lot of times people don't know that, what I'm going through is spiritual,
Right.
and we go through these depressions. So Navigating the Storms is about depression. It's
Okay.
about anxiety. It's about being broken. It's about being hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if we know it or not, Brian, right now, man, America is in a turmoil.
Right.
People are committing suicide at enormous rates. People are experiencing depression. They are experiencing anxiety. People who were here today and you looked at them and you thought they had it all together, and all of a sudden tomorrow they gone because they put a gun in their head, or they did something, they took pills, but they took their life.
Right.
So Navigating the Storms is about helping you fill in those gaps in those quiet moments.
Okay. And what most people don't realize that is, if he brings you to it,
He'll definitely
will bring you through it.
Yes.
So, a lot of these tests and stuff that we go through, we've all have had our deepest, darkest hour.
Mhm.
But then you got to have the hope and continue to have the hope to know that you're going to get through that. And then once you get through it and you get to the other side, and then you claim your favor and you claim your blessings, then, hey, man, it's going to lead you to a plethora of things that you have not even imagined, or you have
Absolutely.
never even fathomed that you can be to.
Absolutely.
So, all right, keep on. My bad. Keep
No,
on
you're
with
good,
the
man.
books,
You're good. Look,
Keep on
man.
telling
That's
us
what it's all
these
about.
books.
So, Navigate this, like I said, make it very brief. It's a great book, man, that has helped a lot of people. People who've called me and talked to me about, hey, Bishop Spikes, this book has been a blessing to me and my family. So I will encourage everybody, whoever, you can purchase a book through myself or through Amazon. Get the book. It is worth it, and then Unburied Truth. Unburied Truth is different. Because Unburied Truth is about, um, dealing with the realities of America.
Okay.
So it's about Unburied Truth, the American biases,
Right.
and rebuilding the Black American family.
Ah.
Okay. So what has happened in our society is we have been fed this lie, that we're in a world span, like, oh, you did this to yourself. No, we didn't. Black America has not done anything to themselves. Man, that was a truth that America does not want to face.
Okay.
And that truth is, yes, slavery existed. Yes, not only did you enslave us physically, you enslaved us mentally.
Right.
And that was the worst part of slavery itself, because even though you came and you gave us what they called abolishment of slavery, to abolish slavery and all these things, was it really abolished? Is the reality. And what does that look like in the Unburied Truth, American biases? Because what you did before you abolished slavery is what we're still dealing with today.
Okay.
Black men are not black men because of the mental abuse, the mental trauma that they went through enslavement. Man, this book goes really deep, man, into how America has systematically, and I'm telling, like I put in the book, raped the Black American family.
Right.
Demasculate, the black males just feel dehumanized.
Yeah.
Black women are put in situations where that nobody appreciates them because, oh, they doing too much. Oh, they are doing this, that, and other. But the truth of the matter is, because of the fact that they've been put in these situations, because black men have been incarcerated at a mass rate, you have Angola, which is one of the largest prisons upon over 18,000 acres of land, man. But it was also a plantation where slavery was, and then you take them here. Slavery back in the days, the people were getting paid nothing.
Right.
To fill this land, pick cotton, and now you put them back on the same plantation and tell them, oh no, you've been punished, but you still toiling the same ground.
Right. So,
Man,
and it was a book that I had to read at the Southern University A&M College called The Chains and Images of Psychological Slavery by Dr. Naeem Akbar. So everything that you speak of right now is everything that was in that book, Brother Spikes. And these are some of the things that we do not have those real conversations or real discussions with, as they say, the YNs or the younger us.
Yes.
And I'm so at times I'm not only disappointed, but I feel at fault because we're not the teachers that we used to have. We used to have those old school people who would sit down and talk to us, to tell us our history of not only the stuff that we used to see on TV or the stuff we used to read in the books when we did have an opportunity to hear about black leaders. We heard about your Malcolm X, we heard about your Dr. Martin Luther Kings and things of that, and people of that nature, but we really didn't see or know about your Norman C. Francis.
No.
And your various people who was in the local communities that dealt with a lot of stuff. And in Bogalusa, you had A.Z. Young that was actually killed by a young black man.
Yes.
And he who led the march from Bogalusa
to Baton Rouge.
Yes. And was one of the main pivotal people of the Deacons of Defense for Justice. And these are the stories, or these are the people who are no longer talked about or discussed. And I know growing up in Washington Parish, and I tell people all the time, when I was coming from here, New Orleans, going to Angie, and we was going up there for the Washington Parish Fair. This was in 1977. In Pearl River, Louisiana, the Ku Klux Klan was in the middle of the street burning, had their torches and the robes and stuff on, and then they had a cross burning in the field. So, Brother Spikes, it is now 12:22. If you want to call in, phone in, dial in to speak to Bishop Spikes or be a part of this conversation or have anything to add to the conversation, dial 504-582-9422. Brother Spikes, how is New Beginnings Ministries International and Vision to Victory involved in the local community?
I'm gonna tell you, Brian, what we are doing now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people say, you can't mix, um, religion and state.
Okay.
So I don't. There are certain things with New Beginning Ministry that I don't allow it to do. Like I don't do 501c3 with it because I don't want this ministry to lose its voice.
Mm.
I refuse to have this ministry lose its voice, and I refuse for my voice to be shut up.
Got it.
Okay, so how is Vision to Vision trying to be involved in the local community? As you was just saying about Az Young and Francis and all these people now. Well, let's look at even in Bogalusa right now. We also have black leaders who are coming up and trying to do a great work. In the city of Bogalusa, you have a young mayor, Tyron Trong, who was elected by the people, but truth be told, he has been railroaded since he's been in the office, and not just by people who they want to call of the Caucasian race, but even by Black America. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, Bishop Spikes, Vision to Victory, is standing behind the fact that we need to become more cognitive of what's going on in Bogalusa. And we need to take a bigger step. You know what I'm saying? I know about all the other things people are looking at when it comes to Mayor Trong about charges and all this kind of stuff, man. Listen, at the end of the day,
so all these are still allegations, correct?
All these are still allegations, okay? And my question is, have we allowed this man to do his job? You know what I'm saying? So we are trying right now, Vision to Victory. We want to see people come on board who got visions about how can we change the city of Bogalusa, how can we change Washington Parish. Man, I want to build. My goal is to build a mentoring facility where that we will be able to treat black men, especially under the age of 21, okay, psychologically, help them with getting away from the juvenile detention center. I have went out and got certified through restorative practices. So I'm nationally certified in restorative practices to start implementing that. I've been trying to get that implemented in the Bogalusa court instead of putting all our black males and people into jails and all that. Let's go through restorative practices.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we're doing, trying to be more vocal in the political realm, trying to be more of a help in in Black America. And also I want to bring Vision to Victory here to New Orleans because I'm an educator at the L.B. Landry High School in Algiers, who is making strides and changes every day. Because L.B. Landry has had such a bad reputation, but I will tell anybody anywhere right now that L.B. Landry is making a change, and they are not just making a comeback; they're gonna be the comeback.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing right now, man. Trying to get this thing here going, so people can just really get to a place where that I don't have to settle for the same thing.
Got it.
And partner with other local organizations. We utilize, like we have events at New Beginning Ministries, we utilize local vendors, like none but the smoke. That's who does all my cooking for me when it comes to my meat and all that. So we try to partner with, black organizations, Pride and Hope Ministries. Man, we use them a lot. So, and we also go out and we do things. One of the things I'm not really a big fan of is taking black males to prisons.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of it because it puts in their mindset what I see is who I am.
Right. So I was a juvenile probation officer, post-certified for 20-plus years for the city of Baton Rouge, Department of Juvenile Services, and one of the things I was never a fan of was taking our young black men not only to prison, but also on plantation tours.
Yes.
That's not me. So community calendar right quick on April 11, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here on the campus of Xavier University. The Crescent City Men Take Charge Prostate Cancer Screening and Men's Health Fair event will be next Saturday. So please sign up and please be there. It's hosted by Miss Lizzie Townsend, who will be on the air next Wednesday on Black to Business. So please tune in and please be at this event so you can get your prostate and all your other cancer screenings at that time for the Men's Health Fair event. And what I've been told is no longer a finger, it's only a prick.
Only a prick.
So please don't hesitate to do that. But dial in, phone in 504-582-9422. Bishop Spikes, classmate, did you ever think that one day we would be sitting here on a radio station in radio station and engaging in conversations with the world listening to us as to what we're doing and how we're doing it? So do you have any last words as we close the show for this week? But we'll be back on next week. What you got to say?
Man, I did not and I would not have figured this out at all. This is like something brand new to me, man. And just to be here with you, my classmate, VHS, class of 1990. You know, man, it's exciting. No, I never would have dreamed of this, but I'm glad that we're here and just says that there's something good. The Bible, you know, they say that anything good can come out of Nazareth. There is something good that come out of Washington Parish, out of Barnado, and out of Angie, Louisiana. And we are products of Angie. We're products of Barnado High School.
That is.
Products of, you know, Gloria, Miss Davis, Miss Ross, and Miss Bertha Peters, and all these people. We're products of them. And hey, I can only say thank you very much, man, for having me here. I'm so excited, and I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen in the next season, man.
All right, and may you continue to be blessed as you continue to be a blessing to others. See y'all next week. We out.